And we are back with an inquisitive edition of the Doing All Right podcast. Got a lot of questions going on. Bryan got some for me. I got a thought-provoking question for him. Bryan walked up in here and said, yo, Voch, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? The National Football League Illuminati done said something. They know exactly who you are.
Yeah.
I said, I'd be damn. It made me incredibly nervous. So before we get into our questions for the day, first of all, thank y'all for being here. Bryan, you all right, first of all?
I'm doing great, man. I was doing great.
Now, Bryan, you got an NFL draft.
I got a hat on.
I just got mine right here.
Yeah, it's the NFL draft. The draft this year is in Pittsburgh. The league's moving it around.
Okay.
And so it's in Pittsburgh this year. And I got a box. Zach says, hey, you got a box. And so I looked at the box, and it was a small box. And it had from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh Steelers sent me the box.
Okay.
And I didn't recognize the name on the box.
Okay.
So I went, okay, what is this all about?
I could never recognize the name on the box.
I never recognized the name on the box. I'm thinking, okay, what did I do with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah.
But here we go. Inside the box, there was a letter.
Okay.
The letter says,
You can write things. It's okay.
Yeah. Letter says, Bryan.
Yeah.
I've been following your various content for the last year, and I find it outstanding. While the NFL season work you do is primarily doing with the Cowboys, which is excellent, I love the draft shows that you do, from Trusted Tape with Jeff Kavanaugh to The Stack with Aisha and Zach. Finally, what Voch and you do on the Doing All Right shows are 3 great programs that really provide interesting and enjoyable content. Anyway, with the draft in Pittsburgh, I wanted to send you some hats that you could give away to the people that you podcast with. Take care. This is for my buddy, Dan Rooney Jr.
Damn.
His family owns the Steelers.
Huh.
Dan Rooney is a scout with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I probably should have took this opening segment a lot more serious, but I'm crazy as hell. But please go ahead.
Yeah, this is from my.
They know who I am. If Dan were he knows who I am. So pardon
this
my.
This is from Dan Rooney.
Okay.
But his family owns the Steelers. Danny and I worked together. with NFL Europe.
Okay.
In the early '90s, and Danny was a young scout, and his Danny's the type of guy that you would never know that his family owned a professional football team.
Dan be chilling.
Dan's a very low-maintenance, low-key guy, but really good at talking football, obviously because he's a scout. He does stuff with the Steelers. And but I really appreciate Danny in the top of the letter says, I hope you're well on your end. I haven't talked to you in years. I tried to look you up at the Combine, but just couldn't get to you when you were free. So I appreciate Danny taking in our content. I think there are scouts that are on the road that listen to podcasts and stuff, and maybe the various, whether it's Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks, the work we do. Maybe they do DallasCowboys.com. I remember I had a coach from the Miami Dolphins come up to me one time at the Combine and say, hey, listen, I learned more from your podcasts than I learned from my own team.
Man.
So I appreciate that. So shout out again to Dan Rooney of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Really good scout. Danny, I love you, man. I appreciate you taking in our content. And, I just wanted to let you know we got hats. But, Fachi, there's people out there, scout guys, owners of teams that are interested in your work and like your work. So I want to bring that up.
The young crowd would say that Dan Rooney Jr. knows ball.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that he watched the Doing All Right podcast. So Dan, you know ball. Shouts out to you. Appreciate you, man. You know, and hey, man, we just try to do our best here. We just try to do some thorough analysis, try to throw it around and, have a little fun and do right. So whoever sees it, y'all run into some good stuff. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. It's a shame we here and the Cowboys hadn't sent us nothing. Cowboys
you do work with the Cowboys, though.
They ain't send me a box with my name on it, though.
With some gear? With like some Cowboy Joe gear on there?
Yeah, a little
you will wear you wear the quarter zip or you wear the hoodie.
I'm about to go work for the Steelers if this how they treat you.
Dan, you might get a job in scouting.
If this how they treat you, man. We're gonna talk about the Cowboys a little bit.
We are.
And some draft stuff here or there. But hey, if you are all 32,
we're 32.
You can probably apply to this as well. With this question I have, you probably got something more Cowboy Taylor.
I do have a question I'd like to lead off with you because I just want to get this one out.
Let's do it. Let's get out the way. Let's go.
Okay, just real quick.
Sure.
And you'll give a great answer, I have a feeling.
I got you.
With no one coming after George Pickens, is there a reason to draft a wide receiver high here? And I tell you why. With nobody coming after George Pickens, you're going to be able to get a deal with this guy that you want. The fact that nobody's knocking down your door or knocking down their door, and you're likely going to play with him this year. But you think with nobody beating down his door, that you're going to get the deal you want?
Bryan, there's treachery afoot. And my question actually is a wide receiver question as well. So fantastic. We're on the same page. We locked in. We right here. There's treachery afoot, Bryan.
Yeah.
One thing I would love to know is, and I just haven't done the research on it. You know what I mean? I could probably research and find this out. But I would love to know how Mulugeta approaches negotiations when his player isn't at the top of the market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I know of Mulugeta is like the T. Higgins stuff with Cincy, and then he let go of Mulugeta after that. And the Micah stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I don't really know a bunch about Mulugeta. That's why I'm looking at you like this, because I don't know Mulugeta. So it depends in my mind, Bryan, on the Joneses and their negotiation tactics.
Yeah.
And Mulugeta and what their side feels. I think the Joneses, ego involved.
Yeah.
I think they feel like they're in the driver's seat with the negotiation because you put the tender out like, hey, man, if y'all believe in them like that, send some ones. Or just have an idea of what the interest is, right?
Yeah.
From all of our beat reporter friends, people around the league, we kind of get the feel that teams don't look at George Pickens like they look at Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
If you Mulugeta, do you go, well, F that, he's my client, and I see him that way?
Yeah, which he absolutely has to, right?
He has to see it that way.
He has to see it that way.
But Mulugeta got to be a real one and go, all right, the sentiments around the league. Like, Mulugeta got to read the room, too.
Right.
He has to be like, all right, maybe George's past behaviors keeps him out of this conversation. Talent aside.
Right.
Because it's not George's talent that's setting the market. It's the other team's interest that's setting the market. So if the Cowboys throw the hook out and go, hey, man, if y'all are interested in giving up some ones, A1,
yeah.
Or if you're willing to make George Pickens one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league, we got him tagged, we'll trade. I wonder what Justin Jefferson's trade market is, or what Jamar Chase's trade market is. I wonder what CeeDee Lamb's trade market is. I would imagine that is nowhere close to Pickens. So Pickens and his perceived attitude, Cowboys don't have a problem with Pickens' personality, but outside looking in, they might. Pittsburgh might have a different vision.
Right.
Vision than the Cowboys
They do.
So if no team is willing to give Pickens 40, if no team is willing to give him 35, that's your market.
Yeah.
So if the highest another team, that's why I like the Aubrey thing too. Hey, I'm Brandon Aubrey. I want $10 million. Well, if nobody give you 10,
what you can't? Why do you come and ask me for 10 if nobody else is?
I'm not giving you 10 if nobody else is giving you 10.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love that second round pick right now. Go get us a linebacker or something.
Sure.
So shouts out to the Cowboys do have their issues with how they do things, but kind of shouts out to them kind of being 10 toes down about it. I would love for them to be proactive and get this done. But if nobody's going to give George 32, why would we?
Why would we?
If his number's 28, the tag is 28.
Right.
If the number's 28, bro, in good faith, I'll give you 29.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give you 40 if nobody else is going to give you
40. See,
40.
that's what I'm saying. I just wonder if we're in a situation right now that the Cowboys have actually played this correctly.
And to answer your question, I'll draft the receiver high anyway.
Okay. I'll
draft the receiver high anyway.
Okay.
Because I believe in 11 personnel. And let's just say Pickens plays on the tag.
Okay.
He may be disgruntled and he may be out next year.
Right.
Let's say Pickens is on a 2-year deal.
Right.
Fine. This rookie's a 5-year conversation. Pickens is out in 2 years guaranteed and this rookie coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm drafting a wide receiver anyway because I think this is Flanoy's last year.
Yeah.
I think it's his 4th year or something like that. You know what I mean? So cover your ass.
So you're in the mode of right now, if Dallas were to have the best player on their board at 12 be a wide receiver.
I'll do it.
You'll do it. Okay. Okay. I wonder, like I said, I wonder their thought by letting this thing play out the way they did on Pickens and not really talk to his guy, that he showed David Mulugeta and himself and showed Pickens, hey, man, you're not going to get $40 million on the open market. You're not going to get $35 million. You're not going to get $32 million. You're going to get 27, maybe $25 million.
So now it's up to Mulugeta to believe that. And I don't think you can get Mulugeta to – and look, Mulugeta may know better, but that's not how he's going to approach the negotiation.
Right.
So –
But maybe if George Pickens is like – maybe George Pickens gets frustrated and says, negotiate with them. I'll play for the 28. Let's do a 4-year deal, 3-year deal for the $28 million and go about our business.
I think it would be smart of the Cowboys. Here's me playing the opposite side too. I think it would be smart of the because think about for example, Dak got tagged.
Right.
Dak banked on himself.
Right.
Now Dak making 60.
Right.
You could have got Dak at 48.
Yeah.
And 48 was stupid at the time.
Yeah. But
quarterbacks averaging 55 and 60 now. They haven't passed Dak yet, but they're around the 55, 59 mark. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to the Cowboys' point, you may not give Pickens 40, but let's just say, man, look, this the market, the tag 28, I give you 35 just to make you smile. 35 to put a smile on your face.
Just to put you in line with the other second wide receiver.
I'll even show the numbers say 32.
Yeah.
But I'm going to love on you and give you 30. I'm going to beat what you expect by $3 million.
Yeah. Do right by you.
I'm going to do right by you.
Yeah.
But when Puka
if I
gets here.
Can I ask something real quick?
Sure.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
If I do right by you by $3 million, I need you to be on time.
I feel you.
I don't need you. I'm going to give you, I'm not going to lowball you here and give you 28 and then expect more from you. But if I give you 33, I expect you to be on time.
What do you think the number's going to be when Puka Nacua and Neighbors and them get paid? What you think that number's going to be?
I think now Neighbors is dealing with the knee.
Neighbors, I think he's hurt now, but he'll come. Puka's definitely going to get stupid. Puka's number's going to
get stupid. The thing about though, I wonder if the Rams are looking at Puka Nacua as a little bit of a problem. And I mean a problem with some of the off the field stuff.
Sure.
Is he a guy that's great player, folks? Please don't clip me and say, "Oh, Broaddus." You know my history. You know my history with Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
You guys know my history.
Yeah.
Huge miss on my part. But I will say this though, with the 13th pick, is a guy like Lemon from USC Puka Nacua?
Sure. To be fair to Lemon, we don't see off
the run after.
Stuff.
Well, no. I say as a player,
traits wise,
as a player.
Sure.
As a player, could you take Lemon for 5 years at that money and not have to pay Puka Nacua?
I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about Puka, Neighbors, McMillan's still young.
Yeah.
But when those guys get up there,
oh yeah,
what's it gonna look like? I bet Brian Thomas and Quinn Johnston gonna try to find a way to get some bread too when it's their time to do it, you know?
I don't know if you're gonna see. Maybe we will. I don't know. I'm just saying this. I don't know if we're gonna see Jackson Smith and Jigman numbers. I don't know. I think people are gonna try and get close. I don't know if those guys can get there.
$42 million average, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to get there. I think there's going to be a lot of 38s, a lot of 37s. Sure. I don't know if you'll get to the 45 range. I don't see that one.
I'll say this: AJ Brown making 32.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce making 28.5.
Yeah.
Give GP 33 and let's go home.
Call it a day.
Let's go home, man.
Yeah.
Let's go home.
See, that's where I ask you this question in the way of but you answered the question. You answered it. You said you would still take a guy. You'd still take a guy high.
So here's my question, Brian. And it works hand in hand with this because we're on the same page.
Right.
You know, we've been watching a ton of receivers lately.
Yeah.
I tried to stop watching them.
You can't.
You can't because they just keep impressing you, right?
Right.
Even if it's not drafting somebody at the top of the board. The Cowboys have needs on defense.
Sure.
This wide receiver class seems to run long.
Stretch.
Right? Would it be foolish to ignore the value at wide receiver this year if you're the Cowboys and you need defense?
See, this is where Jeff Kavanaugh and I had this discussion this morning on Trust the Tape because he wants nothing to do with Mesidor at 12 if it came to that.
Jeff is wrong, and that's okay. I love Jeff.
I love Jeff too.
We got
into discussion though. I'm going to have another question for you about Mesidor here.
I'll tell you why though, Brian. Jeff lives in trade back land.
Yeah.
I don't live in trade back land.
I don't either.
I live in the land of we're wiped and the phone ain't ringing.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, the phone rings.
Yeah.
But I don't want to practice for best case scenario.
Yeah.
I want to practice for the emergency.
I agree.
So Jeff can't fathom the idea that he's wiped out.
Yeah.
I put myself, Brian, like.
But Jeff would take a wide receiver at 12 before he'd take Mesidor. Which I
don't hate that neither.
I don't hate that either.
I don't hate that neither.
But the Cowboys do that. See, I
think it depends on the receiver.
I would absolutely hammer. But like you say, it depends on the receiver.
Sure.
If Tyson's there, you and I think are handing that card in.
He's my 8th guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Tyson, we're handing that card in. Mm-hmm. Jeff might be thinking, well, I'm not interested in handing that card in for Lemon or somebody like that. Yeah. But I'm not objective to taking an offensive player. Mm-hmm. Jeff wants to BPA this thing. Yeah. He really does. And I'm okay. But man, to me, I'm just trying to get people ready that if you sit there at 12, Mesidor could be this pick.
For the sake of the exercise, Brian, and people hate when I hate trade backs and stuff, but it's like, it's easy to decide what I would do with the 3rd overall pick.
Sure.
It's easy to decide what I would do with 6 or 9. We're just going to take the best defender.
Yeah.
I think, man, and people sick of me saying, because I do this on every platform, people need to be ready to have a discussion about 12 and you wiped out.
I agree.
They have to. You have
to
agree. At least talk about. And I came on the show about a month ago. I was like, hey man, if Mesidor wasn't my age and his feet weren't hurting, he's a top 10 guy.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because I had a question for you. Does Mesidor's age bother you? Because it really bothers Jeff.
Don't bother me.
It bothers Jeff a lot. I mean, that's kind of now like the way that people attack Mesidor. It's not the feet, it's the age.
I would then ask people this: if Myles Garrett was in this draft and he was 25, then what?
Yeah.
I'll make somebody phony.
Yeah.
I'll make your ass phony. Now, Mesidor ain't Myles Garrett, but my point is that I'm thinking about the production of the player over how old they are.
Right.
If we get to the end of the contract and he's 30, then bet I'll holler at you, Mesidor.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this next 3 to 5 years anyway.
Right.
I don't need Mesidor to be a 12-year guy for me, especially when you ain't fucking get Mozzie for 12 years.
Yeah.
You might not have Guyton for 12 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You traded a 1 to go get Amari Cooper. You ain't get him for 12 years. So I don't look at first-round picks in this, I want a guy I can have for 12 years. I don't look at it like that for real. What's your rookie contract first?
Yeah.
I want to make sure you a good player.
Right.
I don't want a so-so player for 12 years. I'll take an MFer for 5 over a cool player for 12.
Yeah.
Because that's my window anyway.
Right.
And Mesidor is an MFer. I saw somebody on the internet the other day, boy. Mesidor's been making the rounds, and somebody was like, "Oh, Mesidor, I wouldn't do it. Old man, bad feet, so production." I'm like, that's when you a lie. You put Mesidor's film next to Bain's film, it's comparable.
See, that's the argument that Jeff had was that Bain made Mesidor.
I largely disagree.
I think there's some elements to it. But I think that Mesidor helped Bain.
Me and Jeff are getting into a good fight over this.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff are getting into a real good fight over this.
Yeah.
Mesidor, how does Bain affect Mesidor's counterability or his ability to read the run or his ability to string pass rush moves together?
Yeah.
and I don't want to shit on Jeff. I'd rather have this conversation with him.
No, I
just personally feel like Mesidor alone is fine. He's a great player on his own.
Right.
Miami just happened to have two dudes that can play.
Yeah.
Just like with
love either one of them.
Just like with Texas Tech, right?
Yeah.
Nobody would allow me to say, "Oh, Lee Hunter at nose and Melo Height made it easy for David Bailey."
Yeah.
Nobody will. They wouldn't allow me to say that.
Yeah.
To Jeff's point, because I'm going to play both sides here, Mesidor is not a guy that's going to come in and whoop a lot of ass and take double. And you're not double teaming Mesidor, to be fair. You're not sending doubles his way. But that's this class. There's no Abdul Carter in this class.
Yeah.
There's not Micah Parsons in this class. What you have now this year are dudes that would have went 15 in some other draft.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
David Bailey and Donovan Ezaraku, per college film,
look the same.
Are comparable.
Yeah.
They 16 sack guys. They got to work in the run game.
Yeah.
Bend, explosion, all that.
Yeah.
Donovan Ezaraku last year is comparable to David Bailey this year.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to just. I'll talk to Jeff about this. On camera. Me and Jeff will talk about this. But if you, I don't mind going wide receiver. But if the room walks away with the idea of saying, "Hey, we're gonna take Mesidor at 12," I'd be upset that it ain't one of the big six guys or the big whatever.
Yeah, no. If you were sitting there and it came down to you're and it's. Listen, I don't think Dallas is going to get stuck. But if you run out of your names that you then. To me, Mesidor is not it's a really good option.
But if that's the case, we won 7 games.
But see, this is where too the Cowboys are probably different from us because Jeff would consider the wide receiver. Jeff would consider the offensive tackle from Utah. You know? And that's what made me start to think about, would you take a wide receiver high because of Pickens' lack of interest around the league, and you might get him on a long-term deal.
Sure.
Young guy.
I'll take Pickens long-term and still draft Lemon. Okay. If that's what I'm facing.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna, just for example, I'm not gonna take Thieneman or R. Mason Thomas.
Yeah.
Because they play defense.
Right.
And one of my top receivers are there.
Right.
I think Mesidor. Because, look, on my board, Brian, this is where it's different. Mesidor is 14th on my board, and he's been 14th.
Right.
Fano is 12, Tate is 11.
Right.
So they right up in that same range for me.
Right.
My whole thing about the offensive player is really Jeremiah Love.
Right.
Because Jeremiah Love is my third guy.
Right.
If it ain't Jeremiah Love, Mesidor is comparable to my receivers.
Right.
Ranking-wise.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I don't mind taking receiver, but I don't mind taking Mesidor neither. I think Mesidor would be a fine player for you.
Let me ask you one more question if I could. Here.
Brian, can I just keep it on Mesidor for a second? Okay. If you had to guess, shouts out to Knicks and I forgot my man's name, but Knicks does the Twitter Space or whatever, right? They had a question in there of the big 6 guys on defense, the 2 edges, the 2 linebackers, the corner, and the safety. If you had to pick 3 of those players to bust, who's most likely to bust?
Of the big 3.
Bailey,
big 6.
Bailey, Bain, Reese, Styles, Downs, Delane. If you had to pick 3 of those guys to bust and 3 of those guys that you would just say that, I feel good about them in the league, what 3 guys would you pick to bust out of those 6? AA Ron and Knicks, they was in the space and they asked that question. Shouts out to them.
You would probably start with the edges, wouldn't you?
Let me know. I'll give you my answer after you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Who do you got?
So my 3,
I immediately thought of
my 3 were Styles, Bailey, and Reese. I think Delane is a technician. I don't think he has a high bust rate. I don't think Bain has a high bust rate.
The least of the bust ones I thought about was Downs.
And
then I thought about Delane.
And for me, I would say Bain.
Styles I would absolutely consider there. I think if you asked me, I think I would say I would go Bailey or Styles, Bailey, Bain, Reese, Delane.
I can make an argument. Brian. Right? I can make an argument because I'm just such high floor guy.
Yeah.
I can make an argument that there's a higher possibility that Mesidor could be a better player in the league than Bailey.
Than Bailey, yeah.
Bain too, because of the size and teams don't know where to play him at.
Yeah.
I can make an argument. Bailey's the better draft prospect for sure.
Yeah.
Because of the traits and all this kind of stuff and upside, right? I can make an argument that Mesidor could be a better NFL-ready player than Bailey. I'm talking about rundowns. I'm talking about pass rush nuance right now, ready to go. I'm talking about playing with strength and all this and motor. I can make an argument that Mesidor is more NFL-ready than Bailey, even though Bailey's a better prospect.
I'm trying to look at this thing.
Sure.
Because when I write it down, I look at it better. I've got the 5. I got Bain, Bailey, Reese, Styles, Delane, Downs, right? Mm-hmm. And when I look at it, when I write it down,
3 of those guys, which 3 have the highest bust potential? They may all be good, but this is draft. Like, people always end up not as good as we think.
Yeah.
Who has the highest bust potential?
I kind of feel like. I think it's between for the number 1 would be Bailey and Styles.
Sure, I would agree.
I think that. So I'll go Bailey, Styles. I'll go Bain 3, Reese 4, Delane, Downs 5, Delane 6.
I think Downs and Delane are going to be just fine.
I do think so too.
Just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, we like David Bailey. We like him a lot.
We love all these guys.
If the Cowboys get,
but
David
the question
Bailey,
is the question of of our guys who we have in our top 15, who has the chance to not be good.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. And me just understanding Bailey and who he is, he's going to have to lean on pass rush in the league. He got to improve at the run game. He don't really rush with a plan right now. He's just really bursting.
Well, you talked about him as Donovan Ezeraku, and I think that's fair.
And Donovan had a hard time in the league.
Yeah.
Pass rushing.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
Donovan somehow became a better run defender. I still don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
But I don't forecast David Bailey rolling out the bed a better run defender just year 1 like that. I think Mesidor could do all those things right now, Brian. It's just that Bailey gets ranked higher because he's clearly the more productive. He's more explosive, bendy. There's more pass rush upside. So Bailey's the better prospect. But when we're talking about who's going to have a better opportunity in the league, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation, Brian. Yeah. So, look, that ain't even me saying I'll take Mesidor to trade up to get him. That ain't me saying that neither. But these are just conversations I'm having, Brian.
Yeah, once I wrote them all down when you said the names, and you're kind of going through it, I just kind of thought the one was Styles.
Styles could be a disaster. He could be fantastic.
Yeah.
But, Brian, this is floor and ceiling guys.
Yeah.
This is floor and ceiling guys. Your high floor guys are Downs, Delane, and I would say Bain. It's just that Bain,
I've got Reese. So
But,
I would go top to the bottom. I would go Delane, Downs, Reese.
What I'm saying is with
As
Styles,
far as who I think is going to have the most success.
What I'm saying is with Styles, Reese, and Bailey, you're banking on upside.
Yeah.
Like you're banking on them getting to the league and improving at something to be who they really are.
Right.
Man, Mesidor 25 right now, dog. I think he can do stuff right now.
See, that's you don't, the age doesn't bother you, but
That don't bother me.
See, I think that's the argument that some people are using about not.
Shouts out to Knicks, by the way. Knicks and
that's a great. I'm gonna steal that one, by the way.
Make sure you give
Knicks
Knicks on Twitter. Your guy Knicks on Twitter.
Knicks on Twitter. I got him covered.
And AA Run. just make sure they
Knicks on Twitter.
Yeah, you got Knicks on Twitter.
Yeah.
AA Run. Tag me to it. But I thought it was a fascinating question though, bro.
It's a great question.
I thought it was a fascinating question.
Great question.
Because look, we big eyed about all these guys, or I would love to get one of them.
Yeah.
But in real life, they not all gonna be great.
No.
Even Abdul Carter, who's a guy that's gonna be judged on sacks, had 4 last year.
Yeah.
And wasn't really a great rundown guy.
Right.
Donovan Ezeraku got his 3 or 4 sacks or whatever, man. Man, it's tough for pass rush to just come in the league like that.
Yeah.
Fascinating conversation, Brian. We took a lot of time on this one question. What time? We good?
Got another question for you?
Please, go ahead.
Let me ask you this one, Vachi.
Yeah.
And this has to do with trading up. Would you trade up now without knowing the names that you're looking at, or would you wait to see who falls and try and get it on the clock, or try and get it before you get on the clock? Would you trade up now, not knowing the names, or are you going to wait and see who falls?
If we're living in this world where the trade is inevitable.
Yep.
Okay, cool. If the trade is inevitable, hey, Voch, we're going to trade and ain't nothing you could do to stop us.
Right.
Bet. I would rather make the trade like today.
Me too.
So that I can plan on it.
Me too.
I can start building my board accordingly.
Me too.
So now I can go into this. Now I can think about it for real.
Me too.
If you at 12, you at the mercy of whoever falls to you.
Yeah.
And I think 9, like I said, part of my natch is coming out a little bit. I think 9 overall, you're going to get you may have the opportunity to get the last defender out of those 6. You might be wiped out at 12.
Yeah.
But if you go up to 6, 2 might be gone.
Yeah.
So the other 4 are, there
available.
For you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if it's up to me, I would rather have that conversation now so I'm not having it on the fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you on this. I'm going to go up there not knowing the names.
Assuming Bailey and Reese are going to be gone.
Yeah.
Now we got to have a conversation. Are we going to go Bain, Downs, Delane, Styles?
Yeah.
And I think that's a fascinating conversation for a room to have.
I would rather have that discussion than than the discussion that you and I had to start the show. Wide receiver, offensive tackle, maybe an edge. If you're serious about trying to help your defense, and you could help your offense with the guys we talked about, you could help your offense with you could help your team. But to me, I'm going with the players. I'm trying to move up. I'm going to swim in a different pool. I don't know if I want to swim in the pool at 12. I think I'd be okay. I could say I'd be okay with Mesidor.
I'd be fine with that.
I would be fine with Mesidor. But I also know I would be even better if I'm swimming in that pool at 6 with those guys. Yeah. I just worry about too much happening ahead of me to sit there at 12.
In some attempt to keep as much draft compensation as you possibly can, would you rather go to 6 or 9? Would you rather say
6?
Would you rather say F it, I want to pick amongst 4 guys? Or would you rather say I'm fine with whichever one of these 4 fall to me at 9?
I had this discussion. There was somebody last night, I was going through the comments. And
I take them all.
There's like a 510-point difference that the Browns need to make up for you. And so you can't, you could say, well, hey, flip us. It's 490 points, I think, is that 450 points.
12 and 20 for 6.
Yeah, for that, it's a difference, but it's an overpay by the Browns to drop back. But in reality, though, if you flip them back, you're 5. You could call it a day. You could call it a day if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But
they can have a fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm on board with going up just because I want to be able to pick the guy that I think is the difference maker. That's what I want to do.
Sure.
I want to be able to pick potentially from Bailey, Bain, maybe Styles, Delane. Maybe I want to pick with one of those guys. Now, I get there at 6. The Giants could screw me up on one of my defensive guys. They could screw me up. But I think waiting to 12, I think more teams, and I'll say this again, I worry about the Dolphins because I think the Dolphins at 11 are open for business.
Yeah.
And I worry about all of a sudden somebody kind of getting a gauge, seeing the last defensive player there and getting a gauge and jumping ahead of Dallas. And then that's where, like I say, you have to be ready. You said it earlier. I think you have to be ready for that situation where it's not comfortable.
Sure.
Doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I may have to move my board around a little bit, Brian.
In what way?
The more I think about it, I have Fano, the right tackle from Utah.
First round?
I have him as a first-round player.
Yeah. And he doesn't feel like a first-round player right now, does he?
The more I talk about him, he don't.
He really doesn't.
The more I talk about
I don't
him,
talk about him like I talk about Malinoa.
Because if somebody asked Voch, would you take Malinoa to play right tackle for the Cowboys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Voch, would you take Fano for you know what I'm saying?
Depending on who else is on the board, right?
It definitely. If Fano, I'm taking the wide receiver and Mesidor over Fano.
Yeah.
I may have to move Fano around on my board a little bit. I may have to make an adjustment there. I still like Fano.
Yeah.
But there are some other names I would rather take. So Fano might be a second round grade for me. I may have to move one of these guys out of here and have one less first round grade, which is okay. I like Malinoa a bunch. I'm cool with Fano. It's just that early talk about Fano.
Yeah.
I put him in the first round because we talked about Fano a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the more you kind of watch film, the more your board kind of develops.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I might get Fano out of there. I ain't positive, but I might get him up out of there. Yeah. I don't feel great about him. And I think the league is starting to feel the same way. Like when we see these mocks and conversations, they always put Freeling up there. I definitely think they're wrong about Freeling.
Yeah.
But they do have Fano dropping on their boards.
I don't see Fano being a guy that it started off being a very high pick, maybe top 8, and now it's more like down into the 18, 19, 20 range.
I'm gonna get Fano up out of there.
Yeah.
I asked you earlier, but we started screaming at Jeff.
Yeah.
We
love Jeff, by the way.
We love Jeff, man. And look, I would have this. I was just on Jeff's show.
This is what it's all about, though.
I was just on Jeff's show last week, and I told him he was crazy. I did 2 shows with Jeff last week, and I told him, yo, Jeff, you wrong, you crazy. I disagree. I disagree with Jeff all the time. We love Jeff. I just think Jeff need to just watch a little more Mesidor. You know what I'm saying? Mesidor.
I think he's worried about the age. I think he's worried. That seems to be the discussion. I'm not going to call it an argument. That seems to be what he's kind of holding his belief on.
Maybe it's because I don't live in.
You said trade back land.
No. That too.
Oh,
but I don't live in this land of analytics.
Yeah.
I don't let AI do my draft work for me.
Yeah.
And I guess analytics and AI would tell you that you would rather have a younger player than a 25-year-old player.
Right.
I come from this old line of thinking, which one of them dudes better?
Yeah, I agree.
Which one of them dudes is just better?
I agree.
I'll just take the better dude.
Yeah.
That's one more year of experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? One more year of like maturity. I ain't got to worry. Like you got a family and life stories at this point. You know what I mean? You might be a little more mature. You've probably picked up more technique along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind the 25-year-old player at all. I don't even think like Bailey a little older too, huh? Like no, Bailey's not. Cassius Howe is another guy that's older. Melo Height is older. Keontae Scott is older. I think good players are just good players, and I'm not gonna let the difference 25 and 22. You're 3 years older. So what? You're not gonna fall off a cliff at 30.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Yeah, like I said, I agree with you on this. I think I wouldn't have a problem with him at 12. I think Bain got better because Mesidor was playing next to him.
You know what we need to do, Brian? We just need to keep talking about Mesidor so people feel better about Mesidor. I think sometimes if we don't talk about people enough, people start to hate people.
Okay, let me. Can I? And Jeff had this discussion with me about this. There's another thing with Jeff.
Go ahead. Jeff catching him today, boy. But go ahead.
No. There was a time where I really believed very early, like say 8 to 10 years ago, that I had a big influence on what people thought about these players.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
8 to 10 years ago. Yeah. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore because I think there's better evaluators out there. Yeah. So there's people out there like yourself, Aisha Morrison, the Zach Wolchucks. I think there's people now have taken this and they become really, really good evaluators. I used to feel the pressure about putting these names out there and talking about them. Yeah. I still feel pressure because I want to get them right. But I kind of feel like nowadays there's more media evaluators that are really good at this. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like we influence these people in a way? I think people like to look at their own and make their own opinion now, and they try and do that.
I think people come to us to confirm what they feel.
What they feel.
Some people just want to fuss too, but it's just so much more access to film now.
Yeah, there is.
And I tell people all the time, like, hey, you ain't got to listen to me.
No, not at all.
Go watch your own film and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I do think when we talk about people with a certain tone in our voice,
right?
I bet
they see who we fuss about.
I bet if we were, but see, and look, I was just about to say, if we were positive on Keldrick Faulk, there would be more people positive on Keldrick Faulk. But there are people like Foots the King is really positive on Keldrick Faulk.
He is.
But I'll fight Foots on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's good.
Yeah. And I guess at the end of the day, what people would do is they would get their own opinion about Keldrick.
Yeah.
They'll still come to us and be like, all right.
Confirm.
Yeah. Well, I lean more Voch than Foots. Foots is wrong about Keldrick Faulk. Yeah, and TJ Park. Voch is, I lean here than there.
Sure.
So I think people still kind of come. I mean, they watch our show every day. Thank y'all very much.
No, we appreciate it. Like I say, we got NFL scouts.
Yeah.
Watching our show. I mean.
Yeah.
So to me, I just like I say, I felt like early in like 8 to 10 years ago there was pressure on me that way. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like there's that pressure anymore. I pressure to get it right or try to get it right. Mm-hmm. But there's so many good evaluators now.
It's definitely never pressure. I ain't making nobody.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all make y'all own decisions.
Right.
I appreciate y'all for caring about mine.
Yeah.
But make your own decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's pressure at all. I feel great.
Yeah. No, I could say I just want the whole thing and the whole mantra was always investigate and educate. Sure. I still believe in that, but man, I'm really proud of the guys and gals that have taken this and gone on their own and tried to put it together the way they have.
Yeah, I was moving my board around while we was talking. Spencer Fano's a second round grade now.
Okay,
that's how I feel.
So that drops one of your first round grades.
I got 12 now.
Do you have Mesidor in that window of the first round?
He's not a first round graded player,
right?
But he's my 13th overall player.
Okay, so now he's the one shot outside the window, right?
So
you got 12 first round grades?
I got 12 first round grades.
Right.
I got to move you. Okay, cool. So I got 12 first round grades. My first player out of that is Sonny Styles and then Mesidor.
Yeah.
Then Mesidor. So yeah. That's where we at, Brian, bro. That's where we at. Hey man, good show, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on, fussing with me. Appreciate Jeff. Appreciate Dan Rooney Jr. for the
merch
viewership and the merch there and the nice letter there. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. You got some more merch that's
I do. We're on the final kick. We're getting close. You always talked about my NFL is a strange lady, and someone says, "Hey, put it on a shirt." Yep. There it is. Appreciate you guys. It is crownglobalmedia.com. It's up there. Grab you one, grab a hat, grab a stack notebook. I appreciate folks. Last night I was going through Twitter and saw some folks that bought some merch. Love you guys. Happy drafting to you. Yeah. People were saying, "Oh, this is my draft day polo." Good for you. I hope it gives you the strength to make the right picks and stuff like that. But we really do appreciate everybody out there that supports us that way.
Also, too, shouts out to Short Dog. I don't know if he on Twitter, but Short Dog is on Facebook.
Okay.
You don't know Short Dog. Short Dog is a treat, but Short Dog love what we do here.
Yeah.
Short Dog bought some merch, took a picture, sent it to me personally.
Thank you.
Shouts out to Short Dog. You've got it. People in the chat know who Short Dog is.
Okay.
One day when we doing phones and I set it up and we do phones, I probably got to do it for my. I got to let you be.
Short Dog a good call?
Short Dog's incredible. Yeah. Short Dog's the best. Short Dog does not play by us. Hey, everything else is on crownglobalmedia.com. The rest of the merch, the link to the socials, it's all there. Appreciate you guys for supporting and rocking with us and watching everything that we do. We got some players. I've already watched them, Brian.
Yeah.
I was really excited about these guys, man. We got some players for y'all. And look, man, I kind of want to add 4 more guys on the end of this thing because I feel like we keep finding guys.
Yeah.
You're going to love these guys. Here we go. For April the 8th, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Lance, wide receiver, North Dakota State.
Bird's the vertical player.
You'll see him. Eli Raridan, tight end from Notre Dame.
Seeing his name, everybody says he's one of the best tight ends in the draft.
Apparently it's a good tight end class, Brian.
Yeah.
You'll get there. DeMonte Capehart, I've alluded to his name on the last show.
Yeah.
I've seen his name before. and Eric McAllister. He's another wide receiver from TCU.
I was on with Jeff's show this morning, and somebody in the chat asked me about McAllister. I said I have not watched him yet, but I'll take care of that tonight.
Brian, this is one thing that kind of gets me right. We about to hit 200 players.
Right.
You might be at 190.
Getting close, yeah.
We're right there. People still be like, yo, Voch, have you seen blah, 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 and I've never even seen the name before. Have you found yourself real quick before we get out of here?
Please. Have you found yourself when somebody sends a mock draft or tags you in a mock draft, you can now identify all the players?
Yes. So one thing I was thinking about, Brian, one thing
it used to not be that way. When it started, you're kind of like, okay, I don't know who this guy is, but now you have an idea who all the players are.
But now I'm really hating on PFF because they got Harold Landry in the Perkins in the seventh or something.
Yeah.
Landon Robinson all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are guys I like. What I wanted to do was rewatch the combine.
Yeah.
Because sometimes watching the combine, you don't have context of these guys because we haven't watched them.
Sure.
But sometimes I'll just go back and just look at the linebacker drills.
Yeah.
Because I know all these guys now.
Yeah.
Just see how, if it's Trotter or if it's whoever, just see how they kind of test a little bit. But I might do that on my own time. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Those are the players. That's your homework. And y'all be sure to tap in. Just to get y'all ahead of it, too, because we might do a little switcheroo for Thursday.
Yeah.
Here's Thursday's list, too. Write this down. Jagger Burden, good name, center from Kentucky. Diego Pounds, offensive tackle, Ole Miss, all offensive line, by the way. I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
DJ Campbell, guard from Texas.
Got him.
Bo Stevens, guard from Iowa, and Logan James, center from Iowa. That's our Wednesday and Thursday slate. We're going to do those back-to-back, so y'all make sure that y'all come to class ready. It will be on the test, so make sure you got those guys watched for when we break them down, all right? We love y'all to pieces, man. Till next time, that's Crown Globe Media on Twitter, and I'm Voch Lombardi. See y'all tomorrow. Crown.